My beautiful stars, reading time. So we're going to do person on your mind, their true feelings, intentions, and hopefully next action towards you guys. So let's see what's going on here. I want to start with these first. Main collective, person on their mind. What is their genuine intention currently towards this beautiful collective? Okay, Scorpio could be an important sign here, but the energy of this card, I'm so sorry for accusing you of things that you didn't even do. I'm so used to people hurting me. I assumed you were just trying to hurt me too. I should have treated you better. So clearly the right collective, when it came to your connection, you could have been tied to someone that was quite jealous, possessive, claiming, quite accusatory. Is that the right word? Clearly this person had a little bit of an emotional imbalance and didn't know how to deal with their triggers properly. So the right collective, maybe there was a few accusations that were flying that really caused the destruction of your connection. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm hearing projection. I find people that constantly look for ulterior motives in situations or really struggle to trust people on a deep level, even if you are saying truth to the situation. If they find it quite hard to believe your truth, that's normally coming from a deeper scar within. It reminds me of a personality type that really overgeneralizes people. So they think that, you know, people around them think and act like them in life. And I always say people like this that are highly accusatory, 9 times out of 10, they're dobbing themselves into certain things that they embody, trait-wise, that they're accusing other people of. Number 89, so you could be born in 89, or this person could be, or 89 could be a significant number to you. Let it be, you know, you live in number 89, you have 89 on your car plate number, or birthday-wise, 8th of September or the 9th of August. Runner, so they know they've been running here. Straight off the bat, I feel the person connected to you. There's certain things here that unfortunately, there's a reason I deviate with everything, and I'm hearing embarrassment, I'm hearing shame, and I'm hearing guilt with this card. And I think there was some certain things this person wasn't wanting to take accountability for. And yes, they might be reflecting that they hurt you because they were worried that they were going to get hurt and that you were going to do the cut and run. But I still think there's some deep things that have not been spoken here. I'm seeing my Axe card. So this person could have literally left you with kind of that abandonment feeling, silent treatment, real lack of closure here. I don't know what you want from me. I love you, but I can't give you what you need. I still think this person's a little bit emotionally imbalanced. I don't have the capacity to understand. I don't know about that. I don't want to, hold on. Afraid of doing the work and selfish, fears change and the unknown. Maybe they are a little bit of a change resistant person in life. Hold on, what's this with? Gut breaking barriers. This one I'm a bit funny with. There's a reason I stopped reading that. I don't think this is this person, and we'll have to keep going. It's just the start of the reading. I think it's more them reflecting on their running behavior, especially with this card here. Okay, I do think this person is wanting to break a few barriers, but unfortunately that comes with them taking accountability for some of the things I'm hearing there's some shame or embarrassment about. There are so many barriers stopping us from being together. So the right collective, you know this. There's barriers here. Let it be outside opinions, let it be distance, let it be age, let it be cultural, spiritual factors, nobility factors. There's clearly things that, even though this person's reflecting on it, the right collective deep down, you know, this isn't just something that can easily be fixed. Okay, there's clearly quite a few obstacles you guys need to overcome to be able to come back on the same page. Another thing, you know what card I'm seeing? You know those message cards, and it says, for me to be with you, I have to leave everything I've worked so hard for. It's something like that. That came to my mind very quickly. Very quickly. So maybe this person really is in that outlook. Sorry, I thought my eyeballs were on. Like they've created this perception for them to be with you. They have to really change their environment and everything they've built. I'm trying my best to become, and I do believe that, I'm trying my best to become a better person so I can knock down these walls and eventually be with you. I just feel intuitively since this connection, especially with this, there's definitely deep reflection. I think it has probably taken this person a long time to come an understanding of their part in this separation. I feel this person, you're one of my collectives, that this person tried every coping mechanism they knew to avoid their emotion here and the depth of this connection, especially if they acted in a certain way or did certain things that they have embarrassment and shame and guilt about. So we've got 89, 49 and 41. All right. Okay, so underneath this Scorpio energy, I'm sorry for accusing you, twin flame, wow. So they've got runner. So they know the intensity of this connection, but divine timing. Okay. Like I said, as soon as I started reading this, I was like, oh, I don't know about that. I do think this person is starting to take accountability and finally put themselves in the category of runner. Deviation for a reason. Believe it or not, a lot of you guys, and when you finally come into union, and I've spoken about this before, you guys end up having deep discussion on emotion and your time apart, and a lot of the qualities you thought they embodied, they thought you embodied. So it's like, I think this collective, you're so in that outlook, this person's the runner, I'm the chaser, right? But I feel this person, and there's a reason this is coming to my mind, I feel for a long time they couldn't take accountability for their running part in this connection. I actually think that this person, and there's a reason it's coming to my mind, don't make it fit, didn't understand that they were doing this. I think this person actually thought, and you've got to go back to the start of your separation. Did this person, and I actually find true divines, when you first separate, especially because it's in such a traumatic way, and it normally is that kind of approach, there's a lot of anger and frustration in you. So right at the start of your separation, they make their presence known that they're not ready to kind of completely walk away. Let it be they pop up on your stories. Let it be they message you here and there. But it is normally very dry, very breadcrumby, because again, they don't know their emotion. So it's just very surface level kind of contact, right? But someone that has insecurity issues, self-worth issues, them just reaching out to you is like, I'm putting in effort here. Even if it's a simple, hey, how you doing? Or send me a pic or whatever it is, right? And I actually feel right at the start, if you can backtrack to then, I feel this person thought that they tried, even though for the right collective, it wouldn't have felt like they were really trying to really get this back on the same page. And this is why I tell you guys, the people that have the longing veil, the chasing veil, you guys create this expectation that they're going to come in with this declaration, this deep apology. They're going to propose. They're going to this. They're going to that. You're going to have babies, right? So you have this expectation of how they're going to approach you. And when it is something just very simple like, hey, or checking your stories, or you guys get really frustrated right at the start, okay? And I feel that this collective, this person for a long time, they didn't put themselves in this category, especially, and this is coming to my mind, and I had a collective last week where the person connected to you, they were creating burners, they were messaging you under fake profiles, fake emails. I feel this person in their mind and even if it was under fake profiles, I'm putting in so much effort here. And true divines, true twin flames, I always say, you guys have an high priestess and oracle within. So normally when you meet each other, you're in some form of spiritual energy. There's some form of or even sometimes it's religion, but they have, your person knows about your high priestess oracle within. So let's just say, this is becoming very specific with these things that are coming to my mind. Let's just say this person was part of the embarrassment thing that they've been doing, accessing you under fake profiles. It's like deep down within, they thought you would know it was them, even though they were approaching you with a mask, right? So I think it's just now this person's starting to realize, hold on, I'm not the chaser here. I've been the runner. I've been avoiding this. Okay, so underneath this, sorry for accusing you, they've got twin flame, number 24, and divine timing. So they're starting to really understand this journey. They're starting to not just understand about the powerful, intense connection, but the work that needs to be done to bring down the barriers, right? The self-work, the self-discipline, more coming into their enlightened energy, removing that karmic veil that keeps us all stuck in life and on repeat. Okay, I want to take action towards you. I want to talk with you. I want to be with you. Please be, and I actually think they're going over the time. It says, please be patient with me, my love. But I think especially with this here and the deviation of them just starting to really realize this whole journey, I think they're actually reflecting on the time and how long this has really taken them to come forward without the mask. Okay. Oh my God, sign. I can't get over how I stopped reading that halfway through. That's very rare that it'll you got from runner to divine masculine. So they really are going through a transition now, and they're starting to realize, no wonder there's embarrassment. That deviation about the burners came in so strong, and I think they're starting to realize, me watching from the sidelines, even if it is just accessing your socials or really creeping in the background, that's not masculine energy. That's wounded masculine energy. That comes from a place of fear, from a place of uncertainty. When someone's in divine masculine energy, and I always say you don't need to be male, or it's what's ruling you, right? But this journey is to find your balance of divine feminine, divine masculine within your own internal yin and yang, your own union frequency, right? When a divine masculine energy is locked in, there's nothing that's going to stop them. It's that conquering energy, right? So they're starting to realize, holy moly, I've had my running boots on. Are they completely in this energy just yet? I'm on the fence with this one, just how I was with the runner. I think it's starting to really strengthen in them. But you will know when this person's in divine masculine, because once they're locked in on you, collective, they're not going to let you out of their sights. I'm working on my divine masculine side. I'm working on. Okay, I need to be more assertive, confident, and speak up for myself. So they are working on their confidence and self-love, which is the feminine, the longer, the chaser. That's one of the biggest things you have to work on. Okay, another deviation for a reason. True divine separation, like I said before, it's normally very traumatic, right? So because you guys, again, with that 4D expectation, your end stop, right? You guys tend to really forget what happened in your separation. Okay, so let's just say some examples, because this is, I know it's a general reading, but it's coming to my mind for this collective. Okay, so when you guys first separate, you've got to remember, one, just before you met them, you were coming into your divine frequency, right? So your mind was already evolving, yeah? Normally, with a divine connection, it's normally very short-lived. You're lucky to be with this person for a year, right? So you normally transition in the midst of your love bubble. Now, I always say they're the hardest separations because there's still so much love, plus put divine soul connection on top of it, right? Now, when you go through a divine separation, this is when your whole life changes. You literally lose everything in the midst of your spiritual awakening, your true spiritual awakening. They call it a spiritual psychosis. I call it an awakening. I don't like that. I do understand why they do, because it's a very manic episode. So you don't just lose your person, right? And again, people that spiritually activate, that go through an awakening, it's because your poor little soul cannot take any more trauma. Your brain fuses out. So you've had a lifetime full of trauma, and your divine separation just puts you on a brink. And we say spiritual awakening can be caused by a divine separation, a loss of pregnancy, a continuous loss of people, a near-death experience. It's like literally that last bit of trauma that breaks you, right? So this collective, you clearly had a life full of trauma. When this person left, you had the trauma of the separation of your soul being ripped away, right? You could have lost a pregnancy with this person in the meantime of it, lost your job, you lose everything, right? So when they walk away, you're not just losing that love, and the way they walk is normally done very traumatic with unfinished business, a lack of closure. Sometimes it's like you go to work, you come home, they're disappeared, or they literally, it's like, I don't love you anymore, and they're out of it. Like, it's just very, very painful. And you guys, through your journey, you tend to forget what this person truly put you through, because you're under the, oh, that's my divine unconditional love. Yes, it was all for a reason. But the thing is, you're not seeing your worth. This person, for me to be deviating this way for this collective, this is an important message. The way this person left you, in the midst of what they left you in, they truly did abandon you at your worst possible time in life, right? That one person that you truly felt safe with, that you thought you would grow old with, literally left as your life was falling apart. Now, I find the feminines actually struggle so much on this journey to finally see their reflection and what they truly deserve in life, how to be treated, right? Because you're lacking that value, you're lacking that self-respect, because you've had that life of trauma constantly. It's like your poor little brain was programmed to feel the more you have to fight for love, the more valid it is for you. And that's wrong. That's wrong. The right love is meant to soothe your nervous system, not accelerate it, right? But because you chuck a big fat label on it, you think, I can be a doormat because this person's my be all and end all. They're my divine connection. Now, I always say, until you learn on this journey, divine or not, and this is why I tell you guys to take the label off it, until you see yourself, see your proper reflection and how amazing you are. True divines, you're 5% of this population. You're here to change the world. You are one strong, amazing, glowing lighthouse for this world. And until you guys truly believe your value and how important you are as a person, this person doesn't see you. And this is normally the cause of such a long separation, because you just fail to crack that code within and just see yourself. And it's really, really sad. So, huge deviation. But for this person to finally be reflecting on their worth and the person they need to be, mirror, it means this collective, you're finally starting to understand who you are and what this person actually put you through, right? And I always say as a reader, I'm not here to tell you how to feel, I'm here to confirm it. So maybe you've had this thought over the past, few days or just before this reading, actually what this person did to you, okay? I always say when it comes to true time for union, the tables have turned. You're not just there like, oh, hey, you were at a point, you effed me up. Like, who do you think you are? You find your voice because you're standing in your strength. You're standing in your lion energy. You've learnt to become that female magician, okay? Taming that ferocious lion within and throughout your life. You come into your self-belief. You come into your worth, Okay. But now this person, that is such a twin flame, Ro. That is such a twin flame, Ro. They're starting to believe that what you guys can create. Another thing with true divines, you're here to change the world. You become some form of power couple. This is part of your 4D expectation when you first activate. You see the change that you can create. That's another part of your download in your initial separation. I never understood what people meant when they used the term power couple. However, since meeting you, I realized how much positive change we can create. And this is really reminding me of the tables turning. Everything you felt right at the start, what's happening? It's trickling into them. So what does that mean? What do we talk about? That red thread, you guys, the feminines, you activate into your abundant timeline first, your quantum jump, your initial jump. So you're above the timeline. And the reason you guys aren't aligning through this journey, because they're behind you, but every bit of self-work, every bit of healing, every bit of mission work, everything that you're doing daily, you start to pull them up to the same point of the timeline, same energetical frequency, spiritual match, which means the right collective, you're doing everything you can to be the best version of yourself, not just for you, but for the world around you. True divines, you are true healers. When you help others, you get more sparkle in your soul. You guys start to learn through your journey that this was never just about your union. This was about what you could do to put your thumbprint on this world and make it a better place. Which means the right collective, you are really starting to thrive in your mission work, okay? And as you're thriving in your mission work, it's healing you, person by person, soul by soul, okay? Don't make a fit. Breaking barriers. Okay, the glow up. So again, everything we say is for a reason. So they really are starting to see themselves, which means this collective, like I said, you're actually starting to see yourself. So you're now transitioning from separation frequency, always think, when are they coming back? When are they this? When are they that? To union frequency. You're coming into your inner union, and this is where the true magic starts. I'm working on myself every day. I hope to improve spiritually and emotionally, to become a better person that deserves you. I'm slowly moving forward in my life, and I hope to reunite with you one day. Beautiful. Oh my God, and you've got divine feminine, divine masculine, twin flame. My universal truth, twins, worse than karmics. You don't come in as twin flames. You come in as your divine beings, your transition. And this is why twin flame separation is so long, because it takes a long time to find your true divine light, your true divine frequency, to truly heal those things that have been holding you back your whole life and keeping your life on repeat. Okay? Beautiful. I think this is going to be a positive reading. Okay. Ooh. All right, let's see how they're feeling right now. That's their intention. So there's a lot of self-reflection in the intention as well. So even though there is a lot of focus on you, it's more the journey. Like if you really see what they're focusing on the journey, which means they finally activated to the right frequency. But let's confirm. How's this person truly feeling? Okay. Oh my God! Sorry. Your first card. Twin flame from karmic interference in their life. So you just 2 decks and you got it twice, but that's your first card. So they whoa. That has blown me. That's blown me away. I know this is a once in a lifetime type of love. You feel like home, you are the one. But I think for so long, they'd put you in the category. I'm hearing a couple things with this karmic, right? And remember what we just said. Twin flames are worse than karmics when you're true mirrors, broken mirrors, right? You reflect each other's wounds. It's highly, highly abrupt, right? One, I'm hearing they're starting to change their perception. I think for so long, the intensity was always here, but they always put it down to, if this was really my person, it wouldn't be this hard to get onto the same page, right? But two, and I've had so many masculine collectives of recent, finally seeing through the karmic veil, finally truths and reflections being revealed that unfortunately their karmic veil was blinding them to see. Okay, so I've had karmic attachments that wouldn't let me go. They were causing chaos and drama. So that's a magical pairing just in itself. Wow. You're their missing piece. Their missing puzzle piece. You're my missing puzzle piece. We were made for one another. This is deep. This is going to be very deep. Psychic, and we deviated. For everything we say in a reading is for a reason. So this, right, collective, you are a psychic. Okay, psychic medium, or just, I think you practice, because as we said in the start, there's some things here. It's like, even though they were wearing a mask, they always believed you knew. Okay, that's their own issue, not this collective's issue. Your intuition scares me. How much do you really know about me? So this is where I got stuck. Are they really in divine masculine energy? Just if they completely believed in this journey and completely believed in this missing puzzle piece energy, whatever truths they've been holding back to create the shame, the guilt, the embarrassment, it wouldn't stop them from coming through, how much you saw their truth or not, because they would truly believe, whatever the case, this all happened for a reason. It might be hard to win your affections back, but if it's truly destiny and truly unconditional love, that you guys will make this work again. But I do think in this very moment, as we're reading them, even though this is deep and profound and the connection's really starting to explode in them again, there's still fear here. Okay, but that's something they need to work through. So you didn't just, they might think you're a twin soul. You got twin flame and soulmate here. I'm drawn to you in every way. I've never experienced this before. A love so deep and complex, and I literally said just so deep and profound. I believe that. Twin flame. Oh, they're going through the fragmentation. This is beautiful. So, you know that other card, for so long they didn't believe they deserved love, if they knew it or not. They were self-sabotager, okay? Until we make our shadows conscious, this is underneath twin flame, we will still continue to hurt one another. So this is why they're actually not completely blaming anymore. They're starting to reflect. They're starting to understand their shadows that were holding this back. The accountability, remember we were deviating about that running energy. And this makes sense with why they really are focusing on self-work right now, because they're starting to realize, I have an emotional balance that needs to be healed, because we are a mirror. Until I really find my divine light, we're going to end back up in the same place. But it's giving them the motivation, the inspiration to truly start healing this stuff. And that's what true divine love does. We say the right love, it inspires us to grow and change. Just how your start of the separation, whoever gets the longing veil, unfortunately it's sad because you take on all the responsibility. I know it's part of the process, but just like I said before, this collective, you're starting to realize actually how this person treated you, right? But it's part of the process of finding your self-love. The way you completely, you guys just, it's like you lack to see their faults in it, because true divines, true soul connections, they're the first connections in your life that finally make you stop pointing the finger at everyone else for all the destruction and pain in your life, and you reflect in. I'm sick of going through heartache. I'm sick of changing a job every couple years. I'm sick of having to move every couple years. I'm sick of not being able to, you know, maintain healthy connections with my family members, with my friends. What am I doing wrong? What can I do to change this, right? And even though you guys go through it first, I always say until your masculine gets to that point of stop blaming and finally putting the finger back at themselves, your journey's on pause. So this right collective, your person is finally facing their shadow. They're finally taking accountability for their actions in life, not just in this connection, but they're starting to see how their behavior keeps their life on repeat. Okay, beautiful. This karmic energy. Sunflowers. You could love sunflowers. Staring at those three. Okay, so I think now that they're breaking free from the veil of the karmic energy, they're starting to remember you, the memories of you properly, how we found each other and how we found each other. We are meant to be together forever and ever, for eternity. And remember the first deviation. I think for so long, even though this person had intensity, they just thought this was too toxic. But now they're starting to realize it was never this. Especially true divines you meet so serendipitously. They're starting to really put their own puzzle pieces together right now. And it would be very confronting for them. Very confronting. You've got to remember, masculine energy leads with logic and action, right? Feminine energy leads with emotion and compassion. For a masculine energy to find emotion and compassion, it's very hard because they're fighting their logic with their emotion. It's very confronting, okay? Just need patience. And this is when it's that beautiful balance starts to take place in them, just how it did with you guys. You guys fight your logic and emotion as well through this journey, but so do they. So they're finding their strength. They need to find their feminine compassion as well. So it's balanced, but they're going through a spiritual detox, releasing negative thoughts and people, a major spiritual awakening, cleanse and rebirth. And because they're going through this now, what are they remembering? That you were their missing puzzle piece. You always have been. You actually balanced them. You made them feel safe. Look at all the spiritual evolution cards here. It's a magical collective. Sorry, my armpit's itchy. Psychic. The apology. So they have done some things here that you know, embarrass, shame, guilt, that, and even using your spirituality against you, calling you crazy or the devil, or trying to spiritually confuse you with these burners or whatever it is. That's karma. But they're wanting to apologize about this now. So whatever they denied, whatever they did in the background, whatever they made you question your center and your gifts, they've got guilt over. I'd never take you for granted again. I've learnt my lessons and I'm so sorry. So again, remember I said the fear to come forward with these truths. As soon as they realize what they've done, might be hard to win back your affections, but that the truth will set them free. That's when you'll get your apology. Okay, it's on their mind. It's brewing. Doesn't surprise me this is all going under review in their mind just before this Mercury retrograde as well. Okay. Oh, so they know. So they do know about their games, which means the right collective, you really have had a moment of your life. This bullshit. They know you are over their game. They know you are over their games and you will no longer accept less than you deserve. So they already know it's not going to be easy. And this is why I tell you guys as well, and this is such a layup for divines. I see it in majority of my collectives because you have that expectation. You just null and void everything. So even if they turn up every couple months, you just like, oh, hey, and act like nothing's happened. For this collective, for this person to know that you're sick of it, they've literally, unfortunately, mistook your kindness for weakness, but that was a lesson you needed to learn about self-love. You were more concerned to have this person back in your life than speak your needs and wants, your true feelings. So because you wore a mask, true mirrors, reflection, what happened with them? They were always wearing a mask. Because you're sick of your mask and because you're at your brink. I can't see this conversation that's coming going easy for this person. I'm going to be honest. That's another important detail for this collective. You're still there pining and sad, and you haven't found your voice just yet. This isn't your collective. Because left on red. So they have been playing games. So whatever your last point of communication was, you might not have felt the breaking point in that moment, but since then, you've had enough. I'm not sure how to respond to your message, so at times I just go quiet. But 5D, and look at that, in love. Beautiful. Very nice. Okay, just quickly, I want to, just before we keep, I just want to see how you guys are seeing this, because I really feel this is this collective's fed up, because I keep saying you're fed up, but let's just confirm how you're actually really feeling. That's what I'm feeling. Those two are important. Okay, so deep down, you do. You know, fate written in the stars. You know that. You know this was important. Have you been going over the past, blast from the past memories, rekindle nostalgia? Yes, you have, but you've been going over the right memories. You've been going over the memories of really understanding, why did I take accountability and responsibility for this whole thing? I've been enabling this person by excusing their bad behavior and not speaking my needs and wants. I've enabled this person to feel they're in the driver's seat of this connection. I've taken away their lessons. Instead of me, true divines, you plant the seeds, you don't ignore. That's what karmics do. Karmics ignore the red flags because they just so want someone by their side, right? You're starting to realize, I have been as bad as a karmic. I'm sick of this. I'm not going to be controlled by this anymore. If it's this lifetime, the next, or the next 10, I'm not keeping myself in a situation I feel puppeted by someone's bad behavior. And yes, it could be you. Probably the past few weeks have been facing such a deep storm of emotion, but you were going through a purge. So even though I'm saying you're not sitting here longing and pining, it wouldn't surprise me, just before this full moon, you were broken. You were broken. And you still weren't seeing it clearly. But there's been a snap. There's been a snap of emotion. How can I love someone, fate or not, that has treated me this way and shown me so much lack of respect? Okay. Good. So now, because you're pining for so long, you're going to go through a period of frustration, maybe even a little bit of anger. But once you come out of this control chaos, it'll just go into acceptance. Right now, I think a lot of your frustration and anger is coming from what you've excused. Perfect. But again, it's just riding the wave. Okay? And you will come into acceptance. But again, confirming right now as you're watching this, you are sick and tired of letting someone with these behavioral traits, because you haven't seen the change. The collective, you haven't seen the change, right? What you've witnessed is someone that didn't respect you, but they never respected themselves. Just like this collective. You never respected yourself. And believe it or not, you didn't respect them either. You're enabling them because you were sick of being lonely. You wanted companionship. Bitter pill to swallow, but it's the truth. Okay. Fate. I think you'll always believe this is divinely protected and guided, always, but you're starting to break free. Fate, written in the stars, blueprint, divine, I'm not going to be controlled by my journey. I'm sick of this label, the deviation about the label. I always say the label blinds you guys. Take the label away from it. Blast from the past. But you still reflect on how much you've grown, okay? And I think this is why you always fall back to fate and divinely protected. Again, there's a reason we say everything in the reading. Those first few deviations are so important for this collective. This person, instead of pointing the finger, finally made you point the finger back at yourself. But you're now starting to realize, I should not have taken all the responsibility, the pain and the burdens from this connection. Did it make me find the best version of myself? Yes. But I'm starting to, it was never just this person. Remember what I said. True divine's a life full of trauma. From your first breath, the family you bloody are brought into, your adolescence, your adult years, love, traumas with family, work, whatever it is. But you guys for so long are just blinded to they are the only one that made you fuse out and find your awakening. No, it was your whole life. So yes, you found inspiration and growth. Yes, you found your divinity, your divine light through this person. But again, this is what your mind's starting to adapt and change with. Okay, it was so much more. It wasn't just this person, which is, it's beautiful. Mirroring. So friends, okay. I'm actually hearing something completely different with this. The first thing I heard was, you think that this person mirrors their friends, and I always say you are who you hang around. So maybe you have moments of thinking, will this person ever be able to change who they are? Because again, you haven't seen the evolution. Me talking about the evolution for the right collective, you haven't seen it just yet. You've got remembrance of this person acting like they're childish friends. Okay, there's a reason I said childish. So the right collective, you've probably had that exact word or thought pattern. How can they ever change if they choose to be around these people continuously? Okay. But cosmic aid. So you do think, especially with this breaking free from this control and all of this right now, you've had a moment of thinking this has come from up above. This release, this emotional release, the chaos, the storm you had to face over the few weeks has come from the divine. But also, this is what you want to break free from. Divine timing, divine intervention, divine this, divine that. You just want to live in the now, which is beautiful. Again, you might be feeling anger and frustration. Am I saying that's the right way to feel right now? No, but for the right collective, your journey, your process is part of your chapter. Yes, it is, because it has come from up above. Don't be hard on yourself. Don't, and just how every emotion comes and goes, so will this. But you see, this is where the storm is, unconditional love. Why do I unconditionally love this person and their BS over myself? Am I crazy? So again, that them feeling you're over it, complete confirmation. They can feel the energy shift in you, which what does that mean? I always say the physical chaser, the physical chasing, the blowing up the phone, the this and that, it's just as bad as energetically chasing. Always thinking about them, checking this, checking that. It's like they can feel, because the right collective, you're not doing it anymore. They can feel it. They can feel your energy being pulled away from them, if they know it or not. Okay, but this is why the transition's happening. Okay. I just quickly want to get Divine's perspective, then I want to see what they want to say to you, and then we're going to roll the dice and see what next action and when roughly this next action's coming. Okay, world! Only card that's up, so you are completing something. I always say we only get a world energy when we've completed out something. So you're starting a new cycle. So completion coming. Accomplishment, duty, responsibilities, when we're saying you're thriving in your mission work, your humanitarian work, okay, but there's a completion of cycle, structure, achievement, commitments, boundaries. And you might not know this, but you're finally going to have strength in your boundaries. This World card is a number 8. Okay. That's not normally but a rebirth. So you're both going through a rebirth right now. And Scorpio could be an important sign here. But the past 3 to 6 months have probably been really rough for you. And the next 3 to 6 months are going to be, I think, life-changing. But October 22nd to November 21st, that could be important as well. But I always say these two are perfect. Because, of course, you need to rebirth Phoenix to be able to get this. You really are closing out a very painful cycle here. Both of... Oh, my... As we said it, so this is about destiny, spirituality, divine guidance through your whole journey. This is from up above, but through the trials and tribulations, it was necessary for you to go through the sorrow, the emotional loss, okay? Certain crises, all of this stuff, it was all fated. All of it. For you to find the best version of yourself, to walk through that fire 1,000 times, to start teaching yourself self-love. All those moments you accepted their shit, even though it was painful in the moment, it's finally broken you. And that's what true divines do. And this is why I always say you need to return the favor. They make you walk through the fire of abandonment, silent treatment, to evolve you. So when you're just like, you're not returning the favor. You're holding back their lessons, because it's the pain that they make you feel of loss, emptiness, abandonment that really starts to push you guys. So if they're not experiencing that from you and you're just a doormat and you're always available, what lessons are you returning the favor for? If anything, you're just prolonging their mask. Okay, and I get it. It's all, and I guess that's what they need to walk through the fire with. But I just think this phase you guys get stuck on the excusing. This is what prolongs it for so long. But moon energy. So there are some things that are still kind of veiled here. But me personally, when I see that moon energy, it's about ancestral discovery and really diving deep into who you were born to be. Ripping away the illusion of society, the 10% that has conform the 85% that you finally break free from, become the 5%, the belief systems through the schooling system, the government organizations, the world leaders, that veils everyone in life until you break free from it. So this journey has done this for both of you, and that's not easy to get through. But Pisces energy as well. Home. Sense of belonging. You've been planting your roots. They've been germinating. Comfort, safety, family. Breaking free from certain traditions to create new framework. But another card of boundaries. This is to teach you both boundaries, but in your own ways. Trust in divine timing, to teach you to turn to the divine and trust. Even though the right collective, you're kind of fed up with that right now, it was to really make you understand your sovereign energy. What is meant to be will never pass you by. It's not our ego's timing, it's divine's timing. To teach us the patience of life. To teach us that the universe is not working against us, they're working for us. They want their biggest, brightest stars to return home. Well, you're truly needed. But finally tapping into source's energy, your prime element, the soul spark, believing in this timeless love. But your binding force to the universe. Beautiful. To teach you your quest, your mission in life. Dependability. I find true divines very dependable, but to finally understand where you were going and where you were meant to be going. I find true divines, you grow up, not really, you're not that kid, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a lawyer, I want to be a firefighter. It's like you're not, you're kind of jack of all trades, you just go with the flow. There's never something that you're truly set in stone with until your kind of activation or just before. This was meant to teach you how powerful you were. And your faith in life. 14th of August could be important. Geese could be a sign for you. So through this rebirth, steady movement forward, going the distance, to not give up on yourself. All those moments you thought you couldn't, you realized you could. But you're on track. You've always been on track. This is for both of you. Like, this is for your connections. So this is powerful. Justice, to get through your veil in life, your karmic veil, your life lessons, to believe. This is underneath this cross as well. Good and bad karma in life, our purple curtain. To teach you balance, to teach you to thrive in your truth, your authentic soul, your true blueprint, that you were not your trauma. You were never your trauma. You were always so much stronger than that, to make you believe in your blood of fire and steel. Very nice. To activate your third eye, your crown, to rise above all the through your ancestral self-discovery, to really trust in your abilities in life, your skill, to focus on the right things, to transition through pain, happiness, excitement, anxiety, stress, to teach you that emotion's just emotion, to connect to your higher self, your third eye, and your far-reaching vision. You were always destined to see, but your veil, your moon energy, is keeping you hidden. Falcons could be another important sign. Oh my God, you got it! So underneath, one twin flame cut. We got the swan, but one twin flame cut underneath the home, the roots, the sense of belonging, the framework. This is from up above. Twin flames, 1111, your mirror, your divine partner, to balance your own internal masculine, feminine energy, to find yourself. This is beautiful. This is a very beautiful reading. We don't get these very often. This is nice. This collective, you're close to union because you're finding your own union. The mystery, trusting in the divine with the mystery. You know what I say about this card. So go to your bookshelf or to a book, see what you're magnetically pulled to, and turn to either page 10 or 26 and see the first line. It's a message from your angels for the right collective about this reading, and write it in the comments. So what you were meant to trust in the divine with, and just understand that we're protecting this the whole time. True divine, 5% of the population. All the hidden mysteries, the secrets, the unknown, the memories, the spellbound energy. Okay, you were just meant to trust. This is nice. I always say, as painful as it is, it's one of, if not the biggest miracle in your life. Divine's been guiding this the whole time. You could have just bought a new book. You could be writing a book as well. That was beautiful. Very nice. Okay. And that world wants to stay on the table. All right, let's get message cards from this person, and then let's roll the dice and see if this is union coming in or this is nice. Okay. I always say when you guys come in, you're not your healed versions. There's a chapter of healing that you do together. I say we heal our whole life. But when you come in, you guys are strong enough and have evolved enough to not be a painful mirror, but a thriving mirror. We talk about mirrored connections all the time. So learning the right communication tools, learning how to soothe each other's nervous system, not accelerate it. Learning that love will forever have ups and downs, but it's those ups and downs that strengthen your foundation and create something so magical. Okay, so just believe. All right. What does this person want to say to you right now? We've had a pretty much clean sweep for them, haven't we? When you least expect it, oh gosh, when you least expect it, I'll come back to you. Everyone will witness our love in the 3D. Will you find it in your heart to forgive me after all this time? I'm afraid you'll not give me another chance. That's their biggest thing. That, remember the transition. I said, until they really understand and can take accountability for the things they've got shame, embarrassment and guilt about, and really understand that the truth will set them free. That's what's keeping this on pause right now, and it's their fear that you won't give them a second chance after they're honest. Okay, and the time. No one has ever made me want to change my behavior till I met you. Confirmation of the deviation, inspiring them to grow. Oh, this is nice. When this card comes out, but you guys go through it too. I see it all the time. I've been healing for this long, I'm healed. No, I've finished my self-work and I'm coming back to you. We will be together. We will be one very soon. So they are going to return thinking that. That's good though. That's good. But we literally just said you guys go through a chapter of healing together. So I find it funny that came out. You're all I think about. You intrigue me and I want to know every little thing about you. I believe that right now. All right. When you least expect it, I'll come back to you. Everyone will witness our love. I don't want to talk right now. I do need some space and time to process. And I said that before. What they're going through right now, the fighting the logic and the emotion, it's confronting. So again, this is underneath. Just because you're not hearing from them right now, this will all, it's the divine. Remember, trust in divine timing, the mystery. So when you least expect it, and this collective, you're just starting to transition through frustration, anger to acceptance, right? So this actually, just trust in your wheels right now. But at the moment, they think about this all the time, but they're not ready. It's the divine veil, because you're not ready completely just yet, this collective. Will you find it in your heart to forgive me after all this time? I'm afraid, blah, 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 blah. And this is another reason that I want to talk right now. How do I confront these truths? You are the only one to set boundaries with me. Hold on a second. So, hold on. This is so important because we said this before. We kept talking about how you've just excused and enabled all their shit, right? So will you find it in your heart to forgive me after all this time? So they have an expectation that you're going to put up boundaries. Remember that. So if you come in and you're like, if this is union time, the universe will not let that happen. They will not release this till you're strong enough to speak your needs, okay, and your wants and the wrongs here. You were the only one to set boundaries with me. At first it upsets me, but I know now you did it for my own good. I don't believe this I think it's more just that top part, because I feel you've struggled with boundaries with this person, but they have an expectation you will have boundaries up. And this from the universe, you had a few cards about boundaries. Very important for this collective. No one has ever made me change my behavior until I met you. I have clarity on my higher purpose and our connection, the power couple. And our connection is a big part of it. I've finished all my self-work. I'm coming back to you. We'll be together very soon. We are meant to be a power couple. Stop it. We are meant to be a power couple and show others that love can truly conquer all. Oh, last one. You got a clean sweep. You didn't get one caution card. Out of 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 completion. I am changing slowly, but changes take time. Rome wasn't built in a day. Please don't give up on me. This is nice. It's funny because I'm a higher self, but this changing They're changing slowly. Okay, now let's get, just before we get tarot, I want to get moon cards quickly. So we're going to get tarot, roll a dice. I just want to get, I'm being called to get my moon cards. I keep seeing that end of a tough cycle approaches. Okay. A few adjustments are required right now, and this is why it's on pause. So your shift you're going through right now, the shift they're going through, there's adjustments that are needed here at the moment. Just keep focusing on yourself. There it is, the end of a tough cycle. That's what I'm seeing. So it's not far. It's not far. But believe. There's some adjustments being done in your life and this person's life, all for a reason. So, stepping outside your comfort zone, which means whatever's coming in, however you've dealt with each other in the past, your comfort, change. Okay, you're both going to have to step outside of your comfort zone here to make this work. And this is why there's strength being created in both of you right now. You've got, this first card is so important because that's literally the divine saying surrender. We're healing this more than you know. This isn't far. These adjustments being made are so you can finally complete this out. I feel this is a union reading. I think your next point of action is union. Okay. Believe. This doesn't smell like a lesson. Look at the bigger picture. Don't worry about the time. This is for long term, not short term. I want one more for that. It's not just about hearing from them. Have faith. The energy is gaining momentum. Not long. This would be lucky if it's a month. Okay. Lucky if it's a month. Or 2 months. The lucky if it is. But emotions will be running high. Okay, this end of a tough cycle, it's running high for a reason. It's the adjustments. You can feel this cycle coming in. Okay, your emotion will be changing it. Just surrender and believe. Stepping outside of your comfort zone. The answers you need are coming. So approach it the right way. Very nice. And there's your new start, your new cycle. Magic. Okay. And did you see that flip? I wanted to just put, again, trust in the adjustments being made in the background. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to roll the dice. Now, if a 6 comes out, we're not meant to get these. You've got to ride the wave. If a 6 comes up, I'm going to get my divine twin flame cards, and that's what you need to focus on energetically, okay, over the next however long. Anything else we'll tap into weeks. Okay. 4. And I said lucky to be a month. Okay, next 4 weeks. Okay, next 4 weeks. Why did I just heard 9 in my... Oh, it could be because you're coming into the end of the cycle. 4th of the 9th, 9th of the 4th could be important. Staff! Miracle! Ace of Pentacles and Star are my miracle cards. Hope will be restored. This will come in, I feel, when you're in a very serene, calm, centered place. Trust in the universal flow. First card, Star. Wishes being granted. A renewed energy is on its way. Spiritual equal. Strength, which we said you're both working on right now. So it'll come in a place of strength with infinite potential and possibilities. Okay, you both will be sitting in self-belief and seeing yourself properly, seeing each other properly. I think there'll be a lot of compassion with this communication and understanding. Okay. I heard compromise straight away then. This card specifies a brave heart and a strong will, independence, confidence and power. And you know what card I'm seeing? You know, in the SJ Oracle deck, the lion with the bravery, determination, and persistence. That's what I just saw with that. Hold on, let's get one more. I feel that's coming down. Okay, so I feel as soon as I saw this 10 of Wands, I was seeing those wands finally drop. All right, so especially with Queen of Wands here. There is something about you, this collective. You've got to remember she's so powerful. She leads the way. She's magnetizing. She sees herself. She's probably the most self-confident out of all the queens. And a big thing here for this collective is your lack of self-confidence and self-knowing when it comes to this connection. Now, coming in this way or not, these two cards, there is a deep conversation that this collective you have never had. You have never ever really spoken about how much this truly broke you, their behavior, the disrespect, you've never spoken about the wands this made you carry in life. Okay, yeah, you could have said, oh, but I love you, and just rubbish stuff. But how this really affected you and the pain and the burdens, you were literally walking through life with 10 wands in front of you, you've never opened up about. And this is part of your chapter. You need to really relay how this has made you feel and do it with confidence. So coming in this way or not, you need to see yourself. And I think this is when the universe will release this, when you finally actually have the strength to do it without a fear. If you speak your needs or stand up for yourself, this person's going to disappear. Who cares? And this is where you guys go wrong. You think by sucking up this person's ass, it's going to make them stay. That's wrong. You care more about their needs than your own. And again, a big thing here is surrendering to the divine and trusting what is meant for you will never pass you by. You speaking up for yourself, if someone can't deal with that and instead of trying to soothe that, they run away from that, they're not meant for you. And that's where you need to get to the point too. Okay? But again, I don't think this will be released until you're at this point. Truly, for the right collective, because I think this just comes with confidence, especially being confirmed with the Queen of Wands. I don't even think you think twice about it. Literally, I guess this is more of the card of boundaries, but protecting yourself, boundaries, not being defensive, but just protecting yourself. This is this collective, just with what we were saying. That's your test here. That's your lesson. That's the stepping outside of your comfort zone with the answers you need are coming. That's that. So the adjustments being made right now are to get you into this strength. Okay. It could be them. I was literally about to say it could be them with this. Remember that very first card, accusing you and doing this, and I ran because of this, I ran because of that. How they treated you with this Knight of Wands energy, this impulsive energy, this and this. Literally, as I was thinking, it could be them explaining why they had their boundaries up. They were protecting themselves. So it could be them, okay? But also they're saying you need to find balance with this. Look at that 4 wands right there. So even though you need to be balanced and you need to speak up for your need, it's not doing it impulsively and leading from passion. It's finding center and still having the compassion behind what you're speaking in a socially acceptable, constructive way. We can always speak our needs without being a volatile, toxic. So they are saying important conversation, but find center and understanding, because this has benefited you a lot as well, but it's your own fault for silencing yourself for so long. So even say that while you're communicating this. This is my issue. I cannot believe I disrespected myself for so long, and I saw this much of myself that I could never voice to you how much you pained me, how much you broke me. I have had these wands up for X amount of time, and I was more worried about your needs and how you were perceiving me. Like, do you know what I'm saying? It's not just, you did this, you did that, you did blah, 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 because the right collective, you excused it. Horn. Okay? So yes, boundaries, speak your needs with confidence, but also with compassion, compromise, and understanding. Okay, and accountability. I do think they're coming in very warm-hearted and centered. And I do think they're coming in with a beautiful emotion, but also you guys literally confirming it's not just about this. You need a balance of emotion as well with your expression. Okay, but let's confirm. Wheel of Fortune, Chariot, under the star. It's destined. You just got 3 major arcana for your first. This is all destined. This is all fated. This has got potential of union. It's how you deal with it. Okay, you could have forward movement here. You really could. Your wheel is literally about to go bing in such a magical way, but you've got a big lesson with it. Huge lesson. Huge. 10 of Cups underneath. Now they're getting, this is good. So infinite potential with your 10 of Cups. That for me is literally all your ducks in a row. True wishes coming true. White house, white picket fence, fulfilled love, all of it. So you've got so much potential. Look at that. Look at, this is what's coming, right? This is what you need to get through to maintain that, obtain that. Okay. Powerful. Oh wait, I've done that wrong. That's that. And that's that. Okay. So this is you, 10 of Wands with Queen of, this is Judgment. And remember, this card is also about forgiveness, okay? About strength, action, renewal. And it's about uniting your past, present, future version of yourself. So all your healing, everything you've done, you've got a new spiritual story here, right? But with the way you communicate your combined, unified version of yourself. The version of yourself that you've been working so hard to balance, okay? Deep conversation, but you're going to know how to do it the right way, okay? Powerful. I think this is them talking about this, but confirming you also need boundaries. Yeah, the illusion, the fight, I think that's them. So you have to talk about this, and I think that's more their response of why it all happened, okay? And how they've been in 5 of Cups, but they just couldn't see the silver lining to the situation. They were so focused on the spilt milk. It took them so long to understand what this journey was for and to feed into the 2 cups that were still standing. They were just focused on this. They were blinded. They were in an illusion. They weren't seeing the situation or themselves. So if you deal with this conversation properly, you have got such a beautiful conversation coming back towards you, okay? I just want one for both of these rows together, please. 6 of equal give and take. Both feeling valued, both feeling heard. Reciprocated. Both making the effort to speak on a deep level. Both of you, okay? High Priestess. Oh my god. Oh my, sorry. What's going on with this reading? I get so excited. You literally have, that's my divine union pairing. Not Empress, Emperor, Hierophant, High Priestess, spiritual equal. They're on the top of the pack. They're higher than the Hierophant. I mean the Emperor and the Empress. Your last 2 cards. So let's say this was coming up under this. So this is about marriage, commitment, foundation, leading the way, and he is my magical card. Okay, so let it be you needing to have balance in your emotion. I also think this person is coming in with a beautiful balance of not just talking deep emotion, but wanting commitment. Magic. Magic. Okay, so, and look at that, all the, don't rush it though. Don't rush it. And I would actually, that, I think you guys kind of need, let's take Knight of Cups, the proposal, the offer, all of that away. him on his journey, he takes quite a while because he's healing along the way. And remember that deviation of, it's not about rushing to the end stop, right? It's about you guys, you don't come in completely healed. You have to heal along the way. And I always say this with love, even if it's returning love, getting to know each other again. You guys need to get past the love bubble phase. So I would be I always say 3 to 7 months love bubble where you're just on your best behavior, love, hard eyes, this and that. So after that love bubble pops, the real hard work starts. Are we choosing each other not just at our best, but at our worst? Can we compromise at our worst? Can we hear each other? Can we build those foundations through triggers and vulnerabilities? Or are we going to run and this and that? So it's about not rushing and missing the red flags, but understanding, being deep and healing along the way. Okay, so yes, you've got Hierophant, High Priestess here, but there's evolution you both need to have together to trust in each other once again. This is a very beautiful reading. That was magical. Okay, my loves. Let's get you guys some charms. Oh, the little... How you communicate with one another. It's so funny. Just as I'm ending this, I'm getting like a headache behind my eyeball, like pressure behind my eye, my left eye. Maybe you've had pressure behind your eye, or there's something you're just not seeing right now. Do I need to get one more deck? Hold on a second. Hold on 1 second. I just want to get this quickly. Oh, my eyeball's not. That is like a pulsing behind my eye. Oh, you got this. This is out of my other angel. This is about loving each other but giving each other space. So codependence. I didn't touch on that with this. And so you guys need to give each other space to passion reignites, and within the flawless patterns of each other's souls, you discover inner peace. You are caressed by each other's love, and this unfolds as endless blessings. Place no restrictions on one another. Don't cage one another. Be firmly grounded. If you are caging and codependency is coming in, it's a sign you don't see yourself. You guys can't give each other space and let each other spread each other's wings. You don't trust one another. Okay, that comes from a lack of self-worth. Thinking that your person does this without you, this and that, they're just going to find someone else. It means you don't believe in the power of your love and yourself. Place no restrictions on one another. Be firmly grounded with each other's souls, but allow enough space for your branches to sway freely so that you each may dance the song of your own spirit. Okay, especially if the universe has put distance between you guys, trust that everything happens for a reason, especially if you rushed at the start. Let there be closeness between you, but always give each other space. The 2 cards about space, I missed that in this collective. I didn't even bring this up. This is where my eye was, and now my eye's feeling better. But always give each other space. Love never claims. It simply allows and gives. That's conditional love, this, not unconditional love. You, the right collective, you need, and that could be some of the adjustments being done in the background. Maybe you guys are still very codependent people and you don't even realize it. Okay. That's important because you got 2. Emotions are a natural and necessary part of life, but they can also distort your perception and cloud your vision. In order to see things clearly, you must let go of resentment. This is so important because you're going to get tested on codependency. Okay. And if you're silencing yourself and walking on eggshells because you don't want to present needing codependent, you're missing the lesson. It's about talking about vulnerability. So those moments, let's just say example, there is distance, right? And this person's spending the weekend with you. And then you're like, oh, but I don't want you to go. I don't want you to this. I don't want you to do that. So then this person says, oh, well, I'll take some time off work. You've got to say, I don't want you to go, but I know I need you to go. This is a vulnerability of mine and might be theirs as well. I am going to miss you so much, but I know this is going to strengthen our bond. It's in those moments that you're being triggered by things you've been healing. You talk about it, right? And the right love will make you feel safe. So let's just say it's so hard for you to say goodbye and you just want them to stay. what helps you, it's nurturing the vulnerabilities, right? So this person just naturally will want to make you feel safe. So they might message you a little bit more until they see you, until you guys really start soothing, or that, you know, they'll message you as soon as they leave, call you as soon as they get home. It's like it's just, you guys, those triggers that happen, you need to, when those moments are happening, talk about it, but also let each other spread each other's wings, okay? But keep each other feeling safe in those vulnerabilities till the trust is built that these moments don't come up, okay? And when they go, oh, I'll see you next week, whatever the case, the right collective, this will make sense. It's just one example, but this is so important because they're saying your emotion's going to be running high, but trust your emotion, talk about your emotion, okay? Because otherwise the harbored resentment, the fear, you're not going to be building trust by silencing yourself. Okay, a message for you. And we literally said, I'll message you straight away. I'm thinking of you this very moment. Your love fills me with light. I love you. The right love nurtures your vulnerabilities and triggers. They don't use them against you. They don't accelerate them. Okay. Let's just say there's a lot of jealousy at the start. You're still soothing jealousy, right? Needing to build trust back. And I don't believe in people having passwords and this and that, but everybody's relationship is different. Okay. So let's just say, you know, this person wants to have access to your phone, give them access, all right? And then eventually, yes, they'll know your codes, but they're not going to want to check all the time because they trust you. It's just you as a couple, whatever your vulnerabilities are, don't ignite them, soothe them for one another, okay? But if you feel like they're crossing a line energetically and vice versa, you need to talk about that. I'm happy to do this, but I don't want to have to feel like, you know, X, Y, and Z. So you've got to speak your needs as well, okay? N, so you got the 3 bells. Abundance through communication and love, okay? Could have just got witch's bells. Beach memory, or you need to get to the beach. Full moon. N and J. Fiery clap, emotions running high, okay? Golden elixir, you're calling to each other. Balance, healing, confidence in your heart space. Black and white animals, you guys could have shared an animal. You could be seeing a lot of black and white animals. Perseverance in love, okay? And perseverance, luck is on your side, but it's going to take time. Golden butterfly, both are about to really spread your wings, and just trust in how far you've come emotionally. Protection, and then opalite. Maybe you need to get an opalite. 9th of the 4th, 4th of the 9th, 12th of the 4th, 12th of the 8th, 19th of the 12th, 19th of the 6th, 3rd of the 4th, 4th of the 3rd, 11th of the 3rd, 11th of the 9th, 9th, 11, and then 16th of the 11th. All right, my loves, I love you guys, and I hope, and 12. And I hope you guys have a beautiful day.